Just to say, if you haven't already got some, really handy to have a couple of pillows if you have them, pillows for your bed or cushions. If you're lucky enough to have a bolster, then fantastic, bring that along, just to have it to one side. And we're just going to get ourselves settled. So tonight's practice is a restorative practice with Yoga Nidra. So restorative yoga is predominantly about allowing our nervous system to soften. Our muscles work as we move and engage them. And when we stop into a pose and hold it for a few minutes, the very beginning of any motion will get the muscles activated. But as we hold it and soften it, the muscles tend to relax and let go. The fascia start to relax, break down, and therefore the muscles can expand very gently. So it's really good to do restorative poses to let the muscles of the body get a little bit more fluid, to open very slowly. It's very calming for the nervous system. For some who are not used to the practice, it can be a little bit of a challenge on the mind, because particularly if we're vinyasa or Ashtanga practitioners and we tend to move a lot, turning around and turning inwards a bit more in this practice can somewhat challenge us. So so I'd like to invite you to come to a comfortable sit. Again, cross-legged. If that's not right, always an option to sit on a chair and just have your feet on the ground. Okay, so really be kind to your body throughout this practice. Don't do anything that doesn't feel right, and make sure you are 100% happy with whatever movements you're doing. So bringing yourself into a comfortable seat, let's keep the hands facing upwards, index and thumb finger to touch to create that circuit. Close our eyes and just begin the process of turning our gaze internally. So whenever we step on our mat, when we come to our practice, the purpose is to really try to switch off from everything that is happening in our external lives, and to allow ourselves to really engage and to really savor this moment and this moment and this moment. And obviously sometimes we're in poses that we don't like, that challenge us a lot. But working towards seeing the parts of the pose that aren't so bad can really help us to learn how to deal with situations that we don't always like. So turning inwards, begin by just observing where your body is tonight, how it's feeling. Notice if it's a little bit achy or tight, and can we soften? Always keep the spine nice and tall, but let all the rest of us release. Feel the sit bones, the shins and the feet on the earth. Turning our attention towards the lower part of our body to help to bring us to earth, to get us out of our head. Come to notice how your belly is with each breath, observing the rhythm of your inhale and your exhale. Feel the expansion of your chest. Notice the movement in your shoulders. And if perhaps you can't feel your breathing in your belly, then that's okay too. You're just witnessing and observing and noticing. Connect with your arms. Feel the back of your hands as they rest on your legs. And then as you trace your attention up the back of your head to your forehead, soften around the eyes. Relax the cheek muscles, the jaw, Let the tongue melt in the mouth. Let your body be soft yet present. So moving our awareness inside, start to allow ourselves to notice this complete version of us. How's my mind tonight? Am I feeling great? Am I a little bit crazy? Did I get out for a nice walk? Do I feel a little bit more balanced? How is my head? And again, there's no judgment. Observe how your energy is tonight. Energy levels, but also trying to see if we can imagine that energy moving through us. The energy that beats our heart. The energy that moves the lungs. How do I feel tonight, right now? Am I sad? Am I happy? Am I okay? Am I confused? And then finally, see, can we connect with whatever our connection is? So for some of us it's God, for some it's the universe, for some it's other people, for some it's this sense of being on the earth. But right now, tonight, there's a connection between all of us who've come and chosen to take this time together to practice, to slow things down. And notice for you what that sense of connection or spirituality is. And then as you settle into this amazing, beautiful version of yourself, take a moment to think of an intention. What is it that would ease your life a little for you? Make it a short, positive statement in the present tense. So I am feeling light and happy. I am coping with stress. I am laughing more. Whatever it is, just plant that as a seed for tonight's practice. And then slowly take a long deep breath in. Exhale, drop your chin. Inhale, lift your head and neck. And float your arms up towards the ceiling. So again, shoulders away from your ears. You're not hunching up. Keep the back of the shoulder nice and broad. Find space. And then exhale. Just come forward. Bring your hands to the earth. So we might just be back here. Just want to see how the hips are doing. Okay, if you're on a chair, that's okay too. Just slide your hands down your shin. And just notice how your shins are. If we can, coming forward. And then breathe as we bring it up. Swap the cross of your leg. So whatever leg was in front, pop the other leg in front, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, float the hands up. We're just going to twist to the right. Right hand behind you, left hand on your knee. See how your chest is. Just waking up the spine. So you really want to see, can you observe and notice? A little bit of tightness in my mid-back, maybe my shoulders. Lower back is okay. Float back to center. And then exhale, twist in the opposite direction. Again, what's happening here? What space is there for me? And then coming back to center, floating it up. Releasing your hands down by your side. Both hands tipping to the earth. Just extend them either way and just drop your left ear over to, or your left ear over to your left shoulder. Stretching out all the way from the right side. And then come back up and just changing it over in the opposite. Notice if it's a little bit tighter on one side, if there's more space. Breathe as you bring it back in. Float the hands up and then exhale, fold. Again, feel what's here on this side. Slowly bring it back. Excellent. Bring your hands behind you and just bring your legs out in front. So you just flip flop your legs from right to left. So again, if you're on a chair, you can stay on the chair. Otherwise, you're going to straighten out your left leg and you're just going to bring your right ankle onto your left knee. So we tend to fall back in this pose. So see, can you keep your hands nice and tall, keep your belly in and up, and have your right ankle just over your knee. This could be it. We might feel, oh, the hips are a bit tight, maybe your knee's up here, that's okay. If we have a bit more space, we're just going to bring that left knee in and very softly move from right to left to try and see, can we find a bit of space in the hip flexors. Keep the foot flexed so you're protecting the knee. Draw the toes back, press out through the mound of the big toe. And then straighten out the left leg and just change it over. Resting the ankle on the knee. Again, if we're here, this could be enough. We can just rock from right to left. If we're on a chair, same idea. Otherwise, bringing in the right leg, flexing the left, and just moving from right to left. Once more, just freeing up the hips. See what is here. Excellent. Breathe and then straighten out your right leg, release. Okay, so we're going to move into the first of our restorative practices. You're going to get your pillow, or your bolster, 2 of them if you have them, and you're going to place them behind you. So if you have any lower back issues, move your bolster away from your bottom. If you have the space that you can bring it in closer, then bring it in closer, okay? And then from here, 1 or 2 pillows, depending on what you need. Slowly bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to touch, and then gently start to allow your body to come back onto the bolster. Okay, so again, closer to your hips if there's no problem with your back, a little bit further away if we feel we have lower back issues. So this position here allows you that opening in the chest without forcing the lower spine. So again, bring it to a point that feels really comfortable for you. And then you can just let your hands rest on the ground, opening the shoulders. So as you can imagine, this is opening the chest. This is the center of the heart chakra, Anahata chakra. It is really good to release tension from our shoulders. And all I'd like you to do is just soften in. So again, if bending the knees here feels too much, please bring your feet on the ground, knees up, or if we can, you can straighten out the legs. So 3 options. 1, option 2, and option 3. And as you get yourself settled, take a moment to take a long, deep breath in. Fill the lungs completely. And exhale, open your mouth, exhale out through the mouth. Again, a long, deep breath in. Exhale out through the mouth. This time, take a long, deep breath in. If you can, keep your mouth closed and just exhale out through the nose. So please make sure this pose is comfortable. Another option, if we feel it's too much on our neck, is to put a little pillow underneath your head. So again, make it comfortable, make it feel like nothing's happening. And as you settle down, we're going to start by doing a 3-part breathing exercise. Really good to wake up the lungs and exercise them gently. You're going to take a long, deep breath in, fill the lungs completely. And then you're going to exhale 1/3 of the air out. Pause. Exhale 2/3. Pause. Exhale all the air out. Pause at the bottom and take a long deep breath in. Exhaling 1/3. Pause. Exhaling 2/3. Pause. Exhale all the air out. Take a long deep breath in. Exhale 1/3. Pause. Exhaling 2/3. pause, and then exhale all the air out. And then continue on with this 3-part breath at your own pace. So big breath in and exhaling 3 parts out. Focus on counting your breath. Notice if you're breathing, are the shoulders getting tighter? Can you relax them a little bit more? At the bottom of the 3rd exhale, pause for a moment before you breathe deeply in and fill the lungs once more. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be, just here, breathing, nourishing your nervous system, quietening your mind, finding rest. Long breath in and 3-part exhale. Notice your mind trying to take you away, and just be present. In this moment, I am breathing, I am healing, I am present. So this is really good for the nervous system. Really good to release tension in your shoulders. Amazing pose to strengthen and open the back. And it works with Anahata chakra, the chakra of love and kindness and compassion. Keep breathing, 1 breath in and 3 breaths out. Compassion to ourselves, compassion for others, and compassion from others to us. Do 1 last 3-part breath. Deep, long inhale, followed by 3 parts of an exhale. And then allow your breathing to come to neutral. If the soles of your feet are together and the knees are wide, just gently bring the feet back up. Bend the knees. Take a moment here. If your legs are straight, just bend them softly back so the soles of the feet are on the ground and the knees are facing upwards. And then very gently you're going to exhale and just rolling over to softly bring yourself up and out. Okay, so for the next position, you're going to get your pillows and you're going to bring them down lengthways on your mat to your hip. So have the top of the pillow where your hip is. So top of the pillow where your hip is. You can have 1 or 2 as high or as low as feels comfortable for you. I'm just going to work with 1 tonight. If you're on your left side, let's all go for that. Left side, you're going to have your left leg long. And just lower yourself down so that you can bring your right knee onto the bolster and up so that it's in line with your hip. Okay, so knee and hip. And then from here, you might bring your bolster out a little bit. Try to see, can you have the whole lower leg resting on the pillow? Okay. From here, you're going to bring yourself down onto the ground. So again, another pillow if you have one for underneath your head and neck. If this feels like you don't have it, you can just rest down, or you can rest your left arm and head and neck on your left arm your right arm, just reaching it up for a moment. You're just going to straighten out through that left leg. Going to inhale, bring your right arm overhead. And then exhale, drawing it all the way down. Inhale, reach that arm up and over. And then exhale, lowering it down. One last time, inhale. And then exhale. And this time, just turn your palms to face down, resting on your hip. Head and neck soft again on a pillow or not. And just allow yourself to settle in. So this is a really good pose for your knee and your hips. And if you're doing it right, you should feel like you're actually doing nothing at all. Knowing that you're softening through the groin, allow your breath to be steady. Closing the eyes. And just focus on your breathing. Let it be steady. And as you notice your body starting to soften, maybe staying here is enough. But if you feel yourself relaxing into it, bring that right arm or the top arm forward. Lift up and just gently see, can you turn your body to face the earth? So it's going to be a little bit deeper into the hips. Again, we don't need to do it. If we can, we're going to bring both hands down, cactus on the arm. And if there is no strain in the neck, you're going to turn the head up and over, opposite direction of the knee. Again, so we can stay in option 1, that's okay. But option 2, rest the leg, turn and release into the earth. Now in this pose, if there is any effort in your head and neck, just turn your gaze back in the same direction as your knee. I'd like you to notice here your belly breathing. So the diaphragm expanding and contracting with each breath. And as we focus on the space just about 2 fingers above the belly, we come to what's called the Manipur chakra, the ego self. And as we surrender down like this into the earth, we're undulating ourselves, as if we were surrendering ourselves to the unknown, to the energy of the practice. But all the while as we surrender, we know that this is our only moment. Allowing ourselves to feel rested, releasing. Feel your breathing in that area just above the core, just above the navel. Surrendering our ego self, letting go of the control, letting go of the need to know, and allowing ourselves to accept that all we have is this moment. If there is any strain in your neck, turn it to the same direction as your knee. Allowing yourself just to melt. Take one more deep breath in. If your head is facing, just bring it in the same direction. Walk your hands underneath your shoulder lightly. move the top leg off and just gently pushing yourself up. So I'm going to turn around, just bring my bolster down to the opposite side of the mat. And then from here again, position 1, bolster, top of the bolster to your hip. Your bottom leg is straight and you're just lifting that top leg so that the knee is in the same line as your hip and the shin is resting on the bolster. Again, we can just rest on our hand. If we have the pillow, allow our body to rest on the pillow. And then from here, extending out through the top leg or the top arm, the left arm, you're going to inhale, lift that arm up and overhead. Exhale, draw it back and down. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Letting your hand rest here. Allow yourself to surrender into the earth. This could be loads for you. You're gently opening the hip here. Lying on the side is really good for the organs to get a little bit of a massage. And as always, it's calming for the nervous system. So staying here, if this is enough, if we want to go a little deeper, we're going to bring our hands to the earth. Lift our hips so that the belly is facing the ground, but keep that top leg where it is. Hands either side of your pillow if you have a pillow, or the earth, and release your head down. Arms come in a position like cactus, and if there's no strain in the neck, you're going to bring your gaze the opposite direction of your knee and soften. Feel your belly breathing. Imagining your breath as if you were on a lilo or a floater at the sea. That gentle undulation as each wave rises and falls. Feeling that connection again with your core. With each inhale, draw energy from the crown of your head all the way down to that Manipur chakra. And with each exhale, let go of the need to feel in control. Let go of the need to have the answers. And allow yourself to try to witness being here, being present. Each breath in, you're bringing in this new energy of grace. With each exhale, you're letting go. If your head is facing the opposite direction, just lift it up and turning it in the same direction as your knee. Bring your hands underneath your shoulder. Lift the top knee, bring it to the earth. And then gently allow yourself to come up. And just come to sit. And extend your legs out in front of you. So you can have your legs as wide or as narrow as feels comfortable. You're just going to get your pillows. So again, whatever pillows you have, you can just bring them and hug them in nice and tight, as if you were holding onto them. So again, if the pillow is just here, that's okay. Just soften down. Relax in, even if it's soft. Relax in and fold into whatever is there for you. So normally we do try to keep our spine nice and straight, But maybe in this time you can let it round. For those of you who have a bit more space, you might be able to soften down over your pillow or your bolster. Keep your feet flexed, hands resting one on top of the other as your head and neck comes down. So again, we don't need to get that far, it could just be here. By just allowing the hips to open, we're creating that space, and by not forcing it, as I said, we're letting the muscles relax and the fascia break down. So wherever it is for you, just soften in. And as you melt down here, allow yourself to be aware of the space around the groin. The very bottom of where our tailbone is. This space, Muladhara. So this is the area or the chakra that's associated with our sense of security. Our homes, our families, the provisions that we have to live a nice life. Food, shelter, warmth, clothing. And in times of uncertainty, this chakra can feel a little bit uneasy. So as we fold in here, when you breathe in, draw the energy from the crown of the head all the way down to that space, the bottom of the pelvis, around the perineum. And as you exhale, again, allow yourself to soften. As you breathe in, just allow yourself, almost talking to yourself, reminding and acknowledging to yourself that everything's going to be okay. And as you exhale, remembering in this moment you are present, you are breathing, fully alive. If visualization is good for you or easy for you, you can visualize a sphere, and the colour associated with Muladhara is red. So again, allow yourself to surrender into yourself. And then even noticing that a pose that was very easy a few minutes ago is now starting to feel a little bit like it's work. Maybe you need to adjust it and make it a little bit easier for yourself. Just go with it and then come back to focusing on that light coming down to the space at your perineum, your Muladhara. In this moment you are safe, you are warm, you're secure, you are breathing. Your mind might be wandering off. Maybe you're making judgments of yourself or of the time you're spending here. Just noticing if your body is trying to get out of it. And if you can surrender to that resistance, but yet allow yourself to stay here, stay present. Take one deep breath, bringing that energy all the way down to the base of the spine. And then exhale, wherever you are, slowly come up. Breathe, take a hold of the back of the knees, bring the legs in. You could flip-flop lightly from right to left. And then we're going to move around. And we're going to come onto our knees. So for some of us, this might be very challenging. If that is the case, you can always come and bring your knees onto the pillow. The other option, we're going to come into supported child's pose. So if that feels like it's not there for you, that you cannot sit back on your heels, another option is to bring your pillow underneath your bum so you have a little bit of space for the knees. If that too is too challenging, that's okay. Come up and just allow yourself to settle down, hips over knees, onto the block in front of you, the bolster. Again, you can bring it up to 2 pillows. For those of us who are okay with child's pose, bring your knees wide, your toes to touch your bum back, and then soften down over your pillows. You can rest one cheek on the ground and let your body melt. So remembering, if this is too much, then just come out. Come out and maybe sit and come back and return your focus to your breathing. Wherever you are, see, can you surrender deeper into the pose? Can you let your arms soften maybe a little bit more? Can you feel the rhythm in your breathing? And as you breathe, add a little count. So breathing in, count to 4. Holding your breath for a count of 4. Exhaling for a count of 4. Pausing for a count of 4. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling, pausing for 4. Exhaling for 4. And pause for 4. Keep working that at your own pace. So remember, if this is too much, if you cannot do it, come and sit in a chair and just practice that breathing before we move on to the next pose. And for those of us in child's pose, notice what's happening to the back body as we breathe in. Notice as we pause, there's even still a slight expansion. And then as we exhale, the back contracts, comes back in. Breathing in for 4, pausing for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4. Continuing at your own pace. So this is extremely soothing for the nervous system. A really good pose to do if we are anxious, if we're suffering from a little bit of depression, or even if we're just feeling a little bit melancholic. Really good one for ladies during PMT or menopause. If your gaze has been in one direction, just lift your head and just turn your neck to face the opposite side. Then come back to that breathing. In for 4. Pause for 4. Exhale for 4. And pause for 4. Your mind might carry you off on stories or plans. But remember that you're here in this moment, breathing, alive and present. When you're ready, letting go of that last exhale. Bring your chin or your forehead to the earth. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and softly bringing yourself up. And coming into our final pose for the evening. So we're going to come down and lay in Shavasana. So if you do have a blanket really handy, your body temperature might drop now. You can pop your pillow underneath your knees. It gives you a little bit of a nice lift. And then from here you can lay down. You can have a pillow under your head and neck, but make sure your chin isn't tucked in, so there's still a lot of space. Curl your shoulders under with your palms facing upwards. For me, I prefer to have my head on the ground. And then, like I said, just placing a blanket over your body. So really make sure you're warm in this position. Shavasana or corpse pose. The ultimate surrender. Allowing ourselves to truly feel the support of the earth. Allowing the back of the neck to be soft. Allowing the chest to rest. Allow the arms and the legs. Then really taking a few moments to allow yourself to get comfortable in this pose as we stay here and move into our Yoga Nidra. So really adjust yourself, making sure that as you lie down, you just feel completely at ease. Trying to bring yourself into a position that you won't need to get out of. Blankets, pillows, eye pillows, whatever you need to make it comfortable. And then just gently tracing your body. Relax your toes, the heels, the calves, the knees. Relax your thighs and your hips. Melt your belly. Feel the back of the rib cage against the earth as you soften your shoulders, your arms. Let your face melt. Let your eyes relax. Let your entire body melt and be received by the earth. So taking a moment to remember the intention that we spoke of at the beginning of our practice. The short, positive, present tense statement. Sankalpa, or our intention. And as you settle here, take a moment to repeat 3 times in your own mind's eye this intention, believing that it is so. And saying to yourself 3 times, I will remain alert. I will remain alert. I will remain alert. For the Yoga Nidra, I'm going to ask you to bring your attention to different parts of your body, moving quite rapidly to mimic the way our mind works. And as I mention that place in your body, try to see, can you feel the sensations that are there? And then let go as we move to the next part. Take a long, deep breath in. Exhale. Bring your awareness to your right thumb. Feel the sensations of your right thumb. Your index finger. Notice your index finger. your middle finger, the middle finger, your ring finger on your right hand, ring finger on your right hand, your little finger on your right hand, the palm of your right hand, the top of your right hand, your right wrist. Feel the sensations and then move your awareness to your forearm on the right arm, your right elbow, your right upper arm, your right shoulder, your right armpit, your right side waist. Notice the sensations along the hip, the leg, the right thigh, the right knee, the right calf, the right heel, the shin on the right leg, the right ankle, the top of the right foot, the bottom of the right foot, the big right toe, the second toe, the middle toe, the ring toe on the right foot, and the little pinky toe on your right foot. Be aware of the sensations and then let it go. Notice the entire right leg, foot, toes. Notice the entire right side waist, armpit, shoulder. The entire right arm, the right palm, the right fingers. Releasing, surrendering, and letting go. The left side, bring your attention to your left thumb, the left index finger, the middle finger, the ring finger on the left hand, the little finger, the palm of the left hand, the top of the left hand, the left wrist, the left forearm, the left elbow. Notice sensation and then let go. The upper left arm, the left armpit, the left shoulder blade, the left side waist, the left hip, the left sit bone, the left thigh, the left thigh, the left knee, the shin on the left leg, the shin on the left leg, the calf of the left leg, the heel of the left leg, the ankle on the left side, the top of the left foot, the bottom of the left foot, the left big toe, the second toe, the third left toe, the fourth and the pinky toe on the left side. Release the entire left foot, the entire left leg, the entire left side waist, the entire left arm, hands, fingers. The right leg, the left leg, both legs together. The right arm, the left arm, both arms together. The lower back, the mid back, the shoulders, the belly, the lower ribs, the upper chest, the entire torso, the entire torso, the neck and the head. Soften the back of the head. Relax the forehead, the skin around the eyes, the skin around the jaw, the right ear, the left ear, the right eyebrow, the left eyebrow. Release the right eyeball back into the socket, the left eyeball, the top of the lips, the bottom of the lips. Release the jaw, the tongue in the mouth, the tip of the nose, the tip of your nose. Release and let go the entire body as you bring your focus to the space between your eyebrows. And from here, imagining a screen in front of you. A big screen. And on that screen, allow yourself to visualize a bright rose. A bright rose. A dark forest. A dark forest. A steep mountain range. Snow-capped mountain. Snow-capped mountain. A deep, still lake. A deep, still lake. A daisy in the grass. A daisy in the grass. Noticing a deer in the forest. A deer in the forest. Rabbits playing in a meadow. Rabbits playing in a meadow. Seeing the sea lashing the waves against the sand. Sea lashing waves against the sand. A beautiful sunrise. A beautiful sunrise. Your body lying here on the earth. Visualize your body lying on the earth. Noticing the sensations, being aware of anything that comes up in this moment as your body melts into the earth. Allowing yourself to be still, to release, and to let go. At the very center of our being is a great spaciousness that is untouched by sin and illusion. A point of pure truth which is inaccessible to the fantasies of our mind or the brutalities of our will. It's like a pure diamond blazing with the invisible light of heaven. And it's in everyone. And if we could only see it and integrate it, we would radiate a peace that would make all the darkness and all the cruelty vanish forever. Let go of how you thought life should be and embrace the life that is trying to work its way into your consciousness. 3 times to yourself. Repeat that sankalpa that you placed on your practice. And then gently start to deepen your breath. Bring a little movement into your fingers and your toes, lightly rocking your head from right to left. And perhaps you have more time and you'd like to stay here, then please stay. Otherwise, very slowly rolling over to your right side. Again, the right side is very calming. Breathing through the left nostril here, which is the feminine side. So it allows us to release a little. Using your arm as a pillow, just soften here and take a moment to remember that version of you that first came to practice tonight. How your body was. How your mind was. How the energy was and how you felt. And how you are now. Is it different or is it the same? Just recognizing it. And then as gently as feels good for you, unless you're staying in Shavasana, bring yourself up once more to a comfortable seat. Taking as much time as you need. Really staying present with your breath. And then when you come to sit, spine long, palms again reaching upwards, that gesture of giving and receiving. Soften the eyes closed once more. And see, can you connect in with that sense of you as part of the whole? You as part of this group. You in connection with the earth, with the universe, with the life force that runs through us all, with God. Bring your hands in prayer in front of your heart and remember the intention that you might have placed on tonight's practice. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be parted from freedom's true joy. May all beings dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Bring your hands to the space between your eyebrows and bow forward to seal in the practice. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight, and I'll see some of you at 9 a.m. for practice. Next yoga class is Wednesday evening at 7:30. Be well. Thank you.